Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal back with a new podcast, the Mr. Informal Podcast. This is the Mr. Informal Podcast 241. 241. I hope you are doing well today. I hope you are safe and healthy, staying healthy, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you are enjoying life. Certainly, what would life be without a little bit of enjoyment? In any case, again, please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. So, what do we have for 241? Well, number one, another round of layoffs after we just went through, what, 3 times already? And now here we are again with these layoffs. And so we'll see what's going on. Number two, Under Armour produces new stretch fabric. That's going to be interesting. Number three, TikTok versus Universal. Yes, Universal is accusing TikTok of not paying the artist at the correct amount. LVMH soars, meaning their sales just went up, and another conglomerate is making money off the so-called recession or down year economy, but we're going to talk about that. Well, in any case, those are the 4 topics for this Mr. Informal Podcast 241. And so let's go ahead and start the podcast. So here's the list of what I have so far when it comes to layoffs. Google, Facebook, X or Twitter, Levi's, PayPal, eBay, who else? REI, REI. Amazon is also in that list. I mean, how many more round of layoffs are we gonna go through? Seriously. But it's pretty obvious what they are doing. If you don't know by now, they are basically making sure they are catering to their shareholders, meaning they're gonna have another round of layoffs, and then they're gonna write that off, and they're gonna say, "Oh, we got profits this, profit that," and then the next quarter they're gonna hire people, and then they're probably gonna do another round of layoffs, or maybe it could be third or fourth quarter, and so the cycle goes on again. At this point, I actually think anybody in tech just needs to be unionized, because apparently all these layoffs is just happening far too frequently. And I'm glad I'm not in the tech sector, because honestly the tech sector is being hammered, even though it's the most booming industry in the world right now, from AI, from the computers, from programming, from the software to the hardware to cybersecurity to information technology. I mean, we can go on, and yet how many layoffs are we going through? Not only that, you keep hearing that Google, Facebook, X, eBay, PayPal making profit sales, and yet here we are. And this is what I'm saying, is that they're catering to their shareholders, and it's not gonna stop until these employees start maybe unionizing or start protesting. They already have protested, but nothing is really being done. It just still shows you that people in the tech sector or these so-called programmers are not really the confronting type, or they don't have the courage of their conviction to stand up. All they know is that once I get into Facebook, I'm just gonna go to another small mom and pop shop, or work as a programmer or an IT or wherever it may be. Heck, the fashion industry needs them. Why not go to the fashion industry? I mean, what's so wrong about that? And just so y'all know, I'll give you one example. REI is laying off 357 people, including 200 at the corporate headquarters. 200? And not only that, this is the third round of layoffs in less than 12 months. Are you serious? I'm just saying, what is REI doing here? I thought they were co-op. Oh, I know why. They're doing their politics. I'm not sure if you've been in it, but they're basically siding with certain politician out there. I'm not gonna get into it because this is a whole nother topic. Now that with Levi's lay off as much as 15% of their workforce. Man, I mean, seriously, how many layoffs do we need to go to? I mean, this is far worse than I remember back in 2008 and 9. On to the second topic, a topic that I really like talking about. So, from retaildive.com, titled Under Armour, Celanese develops spandex alternative. So, I just want to make sure Celanese could be Celanese, Celanese, or Celanese, whichever, however you want to pronounce it. The company's partnered on neolast, a high-performing alternative to elastane, a fiber that gives apparel stretch, basically similar to spandex. So to use the word spandex, it's trademarked. That means that you have to show testing that it is actually spandex because spandex was made by DuPont. So, continuing its investment in fabric technology, finally, Under Armour used to do that. They were hungry and motivated back then. Under Armour partnered with chemical and materials company Celanese Corp to create a new stretch fiber, Neolast. The activewear brand announced Monday. Neolast will act as alternative to elastane, the fiber that gives apparel stretch, otherwise known as spandex. Neolast will produce using recyclable elastoester polymers. The companies are working to improve the compatibility of stretch fabrics with future recycling systems and infrastructure. Celanese plans to make fiber available to other companies in the apparel industry, potentially reducing elastane dependence, per the press release. Elastane is basically fossil fuels or plastic, so it's a bit hard to recycle. I mean, it can be recycled, but it's just not easy. That's for sure. With the launch of Neolast, Under Armour is returning to its fabric tech roots. When the brand debuted its first, its first shirt dubbed the Shorty in 1996, it promised to wick away sweat faster than its competitors. This new Neolast fiber represents a transformative innovation for Under Armour and textile industry, embodying our commitment to building better products for our consumers and planet. Kyle Blakely, Senior Vice President of Innovation at Under Armour, said in a statement, "Through performance-driven sustainability and innovation, we look forward to helping athletes play at the top of the game, and we work with Celanese to realize this new fiber's potential to forge a path towards circularity." You see how he never really talks about what can Neolast can do for the planet? I mean, it seems like, I know they talk about this can be recycled, but really, that's all you're going to talk about is the forefront and how you can help your athletes. I mean, how about the consumers? Can it not? Can the consumer not benefit from this? So, Under Armour's development of Neolast follows consecutive slow quarters for the brand. In August, the company reported a 2% dip in Q1 revenue to $1.3 billion. So, look, I'm glad that Under Armour is doing more developing fibers or yarns or fabrics, however you call it, Neolast. Hopefully it doesn't take long for them to produce it, and it does not take long for them to integrate this into their current lineup or whatever it may be. They can market this however they want. I don't really care. All I want to know is what is the percentage of this fiber going to an Under Armour clothing, shoes, accessory, whatever it may be. I mean, let's be real. Is it going to be 100% of the whole collection? Or is it going to be 50%? I mean, is elastane still going to be there? Most likely it's still going to be there because elastane has been there for so long, so it's cheaper. I would not be surprised, but let's be honest here. If they are going to partner with Celanese to provide create Neolast, and Under Armour needs to 100% back it. I mean, I don't understand. We need, I mean, Under Armour needs to get its ass together, because it's pretty obvious that their sales has been going down. They're having layoffs, and so they need something new. They need something fresh, and hopefully neolast will give the consumers something new, maybe with comfort stretch, or maybe with something that could last for a long time, because elastane does not have 100% stretchability, meaning once it stretches, it stretches. It can't go back to the way it was, or it doesn't retain its shape pretty well. On to the third topic from Hypebeast. Universal Group accuses TikTok of unfair artist compensation. Will remove songs from the platform. Wow. So, the catalog of likes of Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and other artists signed to UMG, stands for Universal Music Group, short for Universal, were removed from TikTok after the label and social media failed to renegotiate their licensing contract. Well, there's basically billionaires arguing with other billionaires. And so, UMG artists and songwriters at a rate that is fraction of the rate that is similarly situated major social platforms pay. Also revealing that despite the platform growing user base and increasing in music-based content, TikTok accounts for only around 1% of the label's revenue. The platform also supposedly removed the catalog of UMG's up-and-coming artists but kept the music of its global stars as an intimidation tactic. Ultimately, TikTok is trying to build music-based business without paying fair value for the music. I mean, I could agree with that, but as you know, the CEOs of UMG and all their crap is also crap too. So the label further claims that TikTok is not doing its part in vetting AI-generated tracks that appear on its platform, and is even developing tools to enable, promote, and encouraging AI music creation on the platform itself, while demanding a contractual right which would allow this content to massively dilute the royalty pool for human artists. Well, first of all, it's pretty obvious. I agree with that, but I also know that Universal is doing their part in AI behind the scenes. I mean, Universal also got their blood in their hands. So, but when we proposed that TikTok take similar actions as other platform partners to try to address these issues, it responded first with its indifference and then with intimidation. The letter reads, as our negotiation continued, TikTok attempted to bully us into accepting a deal worth less than the previous deal, far less than the fair market value and not reflected of their exponential growth. Okay, I could agree with that. And so, what's gonna really the effect of this? Nothing really. I think that TikTok is going to keep moving. I mean, people are either gonna post them dancing to music, maybe doing karaoke, maybe talking about different topics, but heck, it might be just be instrumentals. It might just be the beats. But to me, if TikTok doesn't want UMG or Universal, if I was TikTok, I'd be like, well, screw you. Maybe I should just go to Sony. Or you know what? I'm not even gonna have music. Or you know what? Maybe I'll continue making AI generated music. Right? But in any case, you know, Universal, why don't you just make your own music platform? Why not? Why not just make a music? Why go through Apple Music? Why go through Spotify? Why go through Sony? I mean, why go through Tidal? I mean, seriously. Well, why not just make your own music app? You're big enough. You're a big conglomerate label or a brand that you could have your own music app. I mean, why go through TikTok? I mean, to me, it is just another way of record labels or record companies trying to get as much money as they can, even though behind the scenes they're doing their own artists dirty. And Universal has done it in the past. And so, on to the fourth topic and the last topic. From hypebeast.com, LVMH sales climbed 10% in Q4 as of 2023. The leading luxury group sales reached 86.2 billion euro, up by 13% from 2022. Really? I mean, wow. And so LVMH, who owns Louis Vuitton, Dior, Celine, Loewe, exceeded analyst expectation in the fourth quarter of last year. The company's full year operating profit climbed by 8% to reach 22.8 billion euro. That's $24.7 billion. LVMH experienced the highest growth in its selective retailing division, which houses labels including Sephora, Belmont Hotels. Wow. On the fashion and leather goods front, where LVMH makes majority of its sales, the company's sales grow by 9%. Wow. Our performance in 2023 illustrates the exceptional appeal of our Masons and their ability to spark desires despite a year affected by economic and geopolitical challenges. LVMH and Chairman CEO Bernard Arnault said in a statement. If you all don't know, Bernard Arnault is in the top 5 most richest person in the world. This was reflected in the Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior spectacular fashion shows, Tiffany's reopening of the landmark in New York, and the ever-growing popularity of Sephora's store concept worldwide. I'm just trying to wonder, and he's right, in this down economy, they were up. They were up compared to 2022. I mean, I really want to know where people are getting their money from. I mean, are they using buy now, pay later? Are they using credit cards? Most likely, but I mean, for them to be up by 13%, and we're talking about luxury goods here. I mean, I'm still trying to wonder where people are getting their money from. And so I'm very confused. I'm not confused as to why they're buying these luxury items. I'm just very confused as to where these people getting their money from. I mean, business is business. If you got the money, I got the product. Hey, let's do some business transaction. I mean, it's that simple. I'm not sure if this is supply and demand, or this is just people wanting luxury items. Is it because these brands are raising up their price in the next year, in the next 3 months? I mean, I don't know. I really don't have an answer for this, and it baffles me. But I'm not gonna get bothered by it. Now, he says that this was reflected in Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior spectacular fashion shows. I mean, I don't really think so. I think that it's something else. I mean, yeah, reopening, I mean, having fashion show is nice, but I mean, it's not something that you could say that was the cause. I mean, maybe certain country is growing in their GDP. Maybe rich people are getting richer. Maybe people are getting rich off stocks. Maybe we got scalpers buying these items and then they're gonna sell it in the future. I mean, anything can happen, right? And so that concludes this Mr. Informal Podcast 241. I hope you enjoy listening to me from beginning to end, and if you did, I really do appreciate it. I really do. Hopefully I gave you some insights. I gave you some new news that you have not heard before. And so please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAL, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. And so wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I hope you are healthy, stay healthy, and enjoying life. And so I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.